Well, hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of Financial QB TV, and I am Richard Reyes, the financial quarterback. And Trump has been president for about 6 months, and I hope that you've been listening. But since that, we've had a lot of things going on. We've had executive orders and immigration bans and protests, and even more protests, and even more protests. And we've had people get fired and hired and all sorts of things. So it seems like not an hour goes by without there being some sort of news and uproar. Now, experts and many financial advisors also alike like to jump in on one hot issue after another, and in the hopes of giving you an explanation of what's going to happen going forward. Now, the truth is, as I've told you before, not only once but hundreds of times, is that nobody knows what's going to happen, especially when it comes to markets. The craziest thing about this supposed Trump rally that we've had in the last few months is that investors and experts alike, think they know exactly what's going to happen with Trump. And these experts have been wrong before with Trump. And if you haven't noticed by now, these experts have also been wrong before Trump and all of Trump's successors. So why do people keep listening to them? Now, hopefully, let me give you some pointers of things that we actually do know when it comes to markets and issues like this. Number one, we understand that right now emotions are running extremely high. All right, I don't blame the people for being emotional. Emotions are something that makes us humans. But you have to pair emotions with reason if you want to survive. The markets really don't care about your feelings, and the markets don't really care about your emotions. Those two often get in the way of you being a successful investor. The other thing to understand is the markets don't really care about your political views. The market is neither Republican, nor Democrat, nor Libertarian. It also doesn't really care where you get your news from, whether it's Fox, MSNBC, or CNN. Okay. Another thing to understand about the market, that the market doesn't really care what your favorite legendary investor did or is doing. The market really couldn't care less about Warren Buffett or whoever else, again, you follow. Important here is that markets are neither right nor wrong. Sure, you might feel euphoric and think that you made the right decision, but people need to worry less about being right and actually more about making money in the long term. So we all need to understand that emotions can cause us to act in an irrational way. Our president is emotional. His supporters are emotional as well. And his opponents are emotional. The issues involved invoke a lot of emotions. So that is why it's important for the investor to have a reasonably good thought out process and in place in order to guide us to take the correct and prudent actions. Now, one of the things to understand, again, not only do we need to have a process, but we have to have a plan in place as well. So those investors that have both the process and understanding of what the market has and your particular individual needs, and have a plan in place for your retirement, for your income, and again, what the market's place is in that plan, that is the investors that will be successful. And if you stick to that process, and if you stick to that plan, again, your probability of success will be better than those who don't. So with that being said, I'll see you next time on Financial QB TV. And don't forget to call me if you got any questions. Information is down below.